Hello friends, my name is Jay Mehta. I am in the 4th year of Chemical Engineering at NIT Surat. I have just got placed with EXL services as a position of business analyst. There were 4 rounds. First one was profile based shortlisting, second one was online aptitude test, third one PPT, and the last one was personal interview. The first round profile based shortlisting was based on our 10-12 percentage marks and CGPA of our college, and based on some minimum requirements like 80% on each, we were moved on to second round. Second round was an online aptitude test which was conducted by CoCubes. It was consisted of 40 questions in 30 minutes, majorly 3 parts. First one was Quant plus DI, second one was logical reasoning, and third one was verbal plus English. So it was very speed based examination because we have to solve 40 questions in 30 minutes, and there was sectional cutoff as well. So you can't avoid one section and go for other two. So please keep in mind that you have to attempt all the questions, and in English there was RC also. So keep increasing your speed by reading daily newspapers, and if someone is preparing for CAT or any online examination, he will be easily cracking it. Please keep in mind that the questions were not very hard, but it was just about accuracy. So on the next day of online aptitude test, there was a PPT, pre-placement talks. In PPT, they talked about their company, their startup, when they started, what they are doing, what are their agendas, and how we will grow with them, and what a business analyst have to do during the tenure of his employment. And they talked about various aspects of this consulting firm. They were called as BPO at the starting, but they talked about what is BPO about and how they are growing in the growing market of India. After PPT, shortlisted students were called for personal interviews. Personal interviews consisted by 2 rounds. First one was technical interview and second one was HR. So in technical interviews, I was asked more or less 4 or 5 puzzles, and after that I was asked questions on estimated and analysis. Then typical questions on EXL services, why EXL services after chemical engineering. So first, talking about puzzles, I prepared for puzzles by this book, Shakuntala Devi, Puzzles to Puzzle You. It will be more than enough for you to prepare for any puzzle round. Then estimated questions were like how many trees are there in NIT Surat. So you have to use your competitive skills and analysis to answer these questions. They do not require any answer like 1 lakh or 2 lakh. They need some analysis. There were questions like how many ICUs are required in 1 kilometer square area if no other hospital is there in Delhi. So you have to calculate it by your assumptions. Then questions like, you are a chemical engineer, your father is in very reputed institution, so why would you like to join EXL services after studying for 4 years of chemical engineering? As my CGPA was 9.0, they grilled me on this as well, that you have a 9 pointer, you should join BPCL, HPCL, GAIL, BAIL, all PSUs are of chemical engineering. So why you are joining EXL services and not joining these PSUs which will pay 2 times higher than our pay scale? So after my interview, they called me for another interview with Assistant Vice President of India for the HR round. So after about 30 minutes of technical interview, I was called for the HR round, which was more or less formality, and it was very simple one. The AVP asked me about my personal hobbies, my family background, my past internships and my startup, and my flexibility about their places, as they have more or less 9 to 10 locations all over in India. So will I be comfortable or not joining any place all over the India or abroad? So the questions were basically about, like, we have our office in Kochi as well, and I was a localite, so I used to stay in Surat for last 20 years. The questions were like this: you are staying in your home only for last 20 years, so will you be comfortable joining us at Kochi, or we will send you on location travel to US or UK, so will you be comfortable going to UK for your project or for your task given to you? And it was very simple one. They were very friendly, and he used to smile a lot during the interview, so it was a good point. So talking about interview tips, For aptitude and online examination, if one is following RS Agarwal, it is more than enough. And if one wants to go above RS Agarwal, I want to suggest you Arun Sharma by Tata Magro Hill. It will be more than enough. For English, it was very simple one, but you have to increase your reading speed. So you should read at least a newspaper and editorial on daily basis for longer period. It will help you a lot during any examination. So it was very simple one. You will easily crack it. Talking about technical interview, I suggest you should prepare for puzzles during your vacations, summer vacations, so that you will easily solve puzzle under that pressure of interview. So just refer 2 or 3 online books or online forums for puzzles. It will be more than enough. For estimation, find some questions on Google. It will easily tell you how to go for these questions. They are very typical. Talking about my HR1, prepare your profile very carefully. Choose best intensive you can, and prepare for how to deal with questions like why should we hire you in EXL, what is your capability that will help us to grow in this upgrowing market, and how you will help us providing the solutions to our business consumers. So go through Quora before your interview. It will help you a lot in finding some typical questions they usually ask during their interviews. Go through their websites so that you can find their culture, their working hours, how do they operate their clients, and who are their clients, and who started this whole EXL services in 1999. Have some basic knowledge of analytics software such as R, and go through thorough knowledge of MS Excel. They use some questions about basics of Excel during their interview of their technical interview. Thank you guys for listening me. All the best for your future endeavor.